back to Dynamics Unplugged and the second video of today. We are on Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain Management, Dynamics A to Z, and the letter N, and we are going with number groups. Sorry to my colleague, Kelly. Kelly, I know you didn't want me to do number groups. You wanted me to go into some other topics, but let's be honest, this is my series, so we're doing number groups. We're going number groups. You might know them in Dynamics 365 as tracking number groups. If I go to the inventory management module under setup and dimensions, we have tracking number groups. In previous versions of Dynamics, you might have just seen these as number groups. You might also refer to them as batch number groups and serial number groups because they do actually get used to generate or to control the formatting and number sequences around batch numbers and serial numbers. There are a set of parameters that firstly control is the sequence that is generated automatic. Are we using a setup in D365 to control when the batch number gets both generated and assigned to the number, and then what is that format if it does? For example, this particular tracking number group, auto lot, does not have manual selected, so if this is assigned to a release product, is an auto generated number sequence. It's using date, the date as a timestamp as part of the number sequence, add a number sequence number. So another add number sequence. We can see here this number sequence code INVE 170. That's just an alphanumeric number sequence. There's no company prefix or legal entity prefix. There's no fixed value assigned to that, like BAT for batch or B for batch or S for serial number. And we can see currently it's on number 432. So it's just a number from 0 to 999,999 as a number sequence code along with the date. That is the format that will be used for any items that have this as the tracking number group. And then we can see it's activated, whether it's purchase orders, inventories, that would be journals, and transfer orders, production orders, or Kanbans. We don't have these two parameters selected. If we go to a different tracking number group, prod order doesn't have them. Batch order does, so only for inventory transactions. What does that mean essentially? This allows you to have multiple numbers for purchase and production orders and anything else that's being assigned a batch or serial number. So rather than assign an entire batch or lot number to the whole purchase order line, this would allow us to record multiple batch numbers against that purchase order line. That's the first parameter. If this next one is also selected, that's on physical update. So this means that the batch number creation and assignment is then per quantity. So this would be if you want to set an automatic sizing for the batch or lot number that is being created. More common, are we assigning a batch number for every 100 units? So if we get a purchase order for 1,000, we get 10 batch numbers. You might also be using vendor batch registration and be assigning both a number here from Dynamics to use on labels, as well as recording the vendor batch number. I'm going to take a look at my item, Drew's Gray IPA, and we're going to look at what number group is assigned to this particular release product. Under the inventory, under the Manage Inventory Fast tab in tracking, we have two drop downs, the batch number group and the serial number group. And we can see batch number group of batch auto is assigned to this particular unit. And if you recall, this one does not have any date or reference number or lot ID. It's just a number sequence number. It's assigned on physical update. And it can be used for purchase orders, inventory activation, or production order activation. So we can see here our item has batch number group batch auto. Where the batch number group right now is currently being generated at physical update and only for inventory transactions. If I disable this piece, save, and we return to our item, and now I'll take an existing purchase order and I'll add a new line to it. Added our new line, click on inventory and then view transactions. We'll enable our display dimensions to show our batch number. In this case, we can see a batch number of 000409 has been generated and assigned already to this item. We left on only for inventory transactions, and upon physical receipt, there would be no batch number visibility at this time. We'd be recording that when we're doing the registration process, either in the mobile device or manually in the client from the purchase order line or the arrival overview, perhaps. Back now on the batch auto number sequence, I'll return and turn only for inventory transactions as enabled. And we'll edit the number sequence code that is assigned. This time we'll put in a segment before the alphanumeric. We'll put in a constant. We're going to be generating batch numbers for this legal entity that always begin with a value and a unique identifier of BN. This is just telling me that there's going to be some inconsistency. I had a previous number sequence. I'm not changing that. There might be a regulatory reason that I have to use continuous number sequences, so I'm just going to accept that. So we've updated our number sequence to begin with a BN. Now we're only doing it for inventory transactions, and upon physical update is not selected. Okay, so we've created a new line against our purchase order. If I look at my inventory transactions, we can see the batch number has taken our new format with BN 000410. It's still assigning it as soon as the purchase order line is created, and that is because we haven't marked the setup that allows it to only happen on physical update. We've only done it for inventory transactions, which allows more than one batch number to be created for that line, but we haven't set on physical update recorded at the time of registration or packing slip update. All right, and that's a wrap for another edition of our series Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain A to Z. Today was the letter N, and we will see you next time.